Is the Ada County real estate market quietly heating up beneath the surface? Well, after a string of months where things look steady, but not exactly exciting, the spring surge might just be an inflection point of what we've been waiting for. Well, welcome to Mikey's monthly market update for June of 2025. And this is where we dive into the Boise housing market with a specific focus on Ada County. And that covers cities like Boise, Meridian, Eagle, Kuna, and other rapidly growing communities in the Treasure Valley. So if you're a buyer, seller, or an investor, or just housing curious, this is where we separate the fluff from facts and lay out exactly what's going on beneath the headlines. Well, I'm Mike Petras with MPRE Boise, and today we're breaking down the latest stats, prices, inventory, days on market, and sales performance to give you a clear picture on what's happening and where we're likely headed as we move deeper into the summer. But before we get started, if you are looking to make a relocation right here to the Treasure Valley, please click in the description below and download my relocation guide so that way you're in the know before you decide to make the move. And if you are looking for a home search in more real time than websites like Trulia, Zillow, and Realtor.com, then feel free to visit my website at www.mpre.homes and get started today. Well, let's go ahead. Let's get started and see what happened in Ada County this month. Well, the median home sold price for all single-family homes in Ada County for May of 2025 came in at $579,900. That's a 5.88% increase over April, and we're now up 7.25% since January of 2022. We're also up 11.20% from January of 2024, and even 15.93% since January of 2023. Well, while we're still down 3.71% from the peak in late May, early June of 2022, the trend line is unmistakable. We're climbing and doing it in a way that looks more like steady footing than a sprint. So let's break this down. In the existing home segment, May's median home sold price came in at $585,000. That's a massive 10.26% jump over April, which is where things get interesting. Because compared to January of this year, prices are also up 10.26%, up 14.79% since January of 2024, and up a whopping 17.98% since January of 2023. And looking back at January of 2022, up 11.95%. And get this, we're now just 0.3% below the market peak. Wow. Now, will it remain that way next month? We'll wait and see. But currently, that means functionally, resale prices have nearly recovered to their all-time highs. Clearly, buyers are chasing well-priced, move-in ready homes with urgency, and sellers who list strategically are getting rewarded. Now, let's talk new construction. May's median price was at $573,990, down just 0.60% from April. But zoom out and the longer-term numbers show strength. It's still up 4.18% since January of 2025, up 7.59% since January of 2024, and up 13.15% since January of 2023, but down 3.07% from January of 2022. Compared to the peak, though, of $709,900, they're still down 19.15%, which still feels like a steep climb, but keep in mind, today's prices are being carefully managed with incentives instead of cuts. Builders aren't slashing list prices. They're leaning on rate buy downs, upgrade packages, and closing cost credits to keep the machine moving without sending price signals that would destabilize the market. But what about the inventory? Well, Ada County ended May with 2,066 active single-family homes for sale. That's up from the 1,919 in April. So we're seeing healthy growth. Existing home inventory clocked in at 1,144, and new construction listings landed at 922. That puts us at 2.49 months worth of supply for single-family homes and 2.02 months for existing homes, along with 2.49 months for new construction. This is still technically a seller's market, but it's the most buyer-friendly version of one that we've had in a while. More listings means more options and more leverage on terms. And the buyers are responding. Pending sales in May reached to 1,304, just slightly down from April's 1,321, but still holding steady. The real spike was in closed sales, which jumped from 831 from April's 742. Now that's a noticeable gain, driven largely by the existing home market, which saw 648 resales close and new construction contributing to 266 closings. Buyers aren't just browsing, they're writing offers and getting to the finish line. And now let's talk speed. How quickly is all this happening? Well, the average days on market for May was sitting at 32 days across all single-family homes, down from 38 in April. Existing homes flew off the shelves at 22 days on average, while new construction homes moved in 55 days, slightly quicker than last month. This is a sign that urgency is growing, especially on the resale side. Homes that show well and are priced right aren't lingering. Now, of course, not every listing is a success story. In May, we saw 271 canceled listings and 13 expireds. That's up from 212 and 12, respectively, in April. As more sellers test the waters, especially those aiming above the market or listing half-heartedly, we'll continue to see a portion of them pull back or time out. That's a natural trade-off that comes with growing inventory. So, what does this all mean? It means that the Ada County market is not just rebounding, it's adapting. We're seeing a rebalancing where supply is growing, but not outpacing demand. Prices are up, but not running away. And buyer activity is robust, particularly in the existing home market, which has nearly regained its pre-correction high point. And that's a big deal. Looking ahead, this momentum is likely to continue unless we see a sharp spike in mortgage rates and an unexpected inventory flood. Things can change. But right now, with nearly every metric pointing towards controlled growth, we're looking at one of the most strategically balanced markets in the past 3 years. If you want to dive deeper into how to succeed in this kind of environment, make sure to subscribe, because my next video is a subscriber-only breakdown of the best strategies for buyers, sellers, and investors based on this exact data. And if you found this update helpful, please give it a like, or feel free to share it with somebody who's thinking about buying or selling right here in Ada County. And don't forget to download my free relocation guide if you're considering a move to the Boise area. That can be found in the description below, or simply scan the QR code right over here to my left. Well, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next month for another Mikey's Monthly Market Update. God bless, and I look forward to the day that I call you my neighbor.